On my husband, and I finally have the balls to tell the world. I told him, and of course, he didn't handle it how we would want him to handle it. But I mean, it's what he is expected to do. So, anyways, I wanted to come on here to tell the whole story of how it all happened, what's going on, who it is, all of that. So, first, I want to start by saying I don't promote cheating on your spouse. It's definitely not something, that we should be doing as women. It's negatively looked upon. So, don't take this video as that. And if it's a trigger, I'm sorry. But it all started. So I started having a friendship with this particular person.
So you doing a video telling all your business, putting everything on display for social media, friends, family, people that you know, and you mentioned that you tell your husband, or after you tell him, he didn't respond like I expected him to.
And it's actually a friend of my husband as well. And we just have been hanging out around him a lot lately. We started out with just simple conversation, like we were friends, but we ended up kind of pushing it past that a little. Not a little, I'll get into how far. But we ended up kind of like secretly seeing each other, trying to find ways to see each other, and doing that behind my husband's back. Part two of what's going on with me cheating on my husband. So,
And it's the thing, like just the utter, just flat out sheer disrespect that she has for her husband or whatever. And then I'm gonna be honest, like the so-called friend. See, this is where when things can turn bad and go south real quick. When you got another guy just laughing in your face, but at the same time he messing around and sleeping with your wife. And that's what me and y'all need to pay attention to, who you got in your circle and who you have around you, because it can be some fake ass, weak ass men with no code, no man code or no guy codes down in their bones. And this just pisses me off because it happens though. It's prevalent, but most of the time it's the weak ass snake guys that'll backdoor you and even do something like that. A real friend, a real G, a real homeboy, she wouldn't even had the opportunity to do that to you behind your back.
we ended up with me writing love letters and stuff. So I started really growing feelings for him. And I never thought that you could for two people. I thought that as women or men, like it's like you love one person and that's it. However, not true. So I started going back to like back in the days where I just started writing him love letters and stuff, and we would secretly pass it to each other. I didn't want like the evidence on my phone too much. So I started writing him these little notes and like making them into like straw looking paper, and I would pass them to him whenever he would come around. And he kept them, I guess. And he would read them and we would smile and stuff at each other. And I mean, we still texted each other. It was a lot of like deleting messages and then going to recently deleted and deleting those as well. And that's the furthest of how we were communicating before we started becoming physical, which I'll explain a little more in part three.
And that's the thing, like when that's the problem for women. Like if a man can get a hold of a woman's emotions. He can pretty much make her do whatever he wants her to do. But at the same time, she said that she started out writing him little love letters and this, that, and the other. And I don't know if it's just a lustful thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if she was just always attracted to this friend that was always around. But I'm gonna pull it back to the husband. And there is no way you can know your lady and know or pay attention to if you are around this other guy, if this other guy hanging out. If a real man can sense when his woman is attracted to another man they hanging around with, he can sense that if he's paying attention and not just oblivion to what's going on in the situation. But nonetheless, I'm gonna still pull a lot of this back on the husband for just not really paying a lot of attention. But maybe he was just working, maybe he was just busy. We don't know the full extent of the situation. But that's two strikes. One, he not paying attention to his lady, and another thing, he don't know what kind of men he got around him and in his circle.
Okay, so this is part 3. So now that the like building the connection part has passed, we ended up starting to do like stuff secretly when my husband and I would go over to his house. And whenever we would go over there, I would try to go over there more, obviously, because I really wanted to see him. And I did feel bad for my husband. Like, it was sad to know what I was doing, knowing that he really loves me the way he does, but I really did not care. I still wanted to always go around this other guy. I think the reason was because I couldn't believe that there was someone else besides my husband that I really am like emotionally attached to now.
So overall, it sounds to me just that the husband was just very naive. Now I'm not blaming him at all, but I most of the fault is on her. But at the same time, as men, and this is what I try to preach on this channel, you have to stay on your P's and Q's. You have to be able to pivot. You have to know your woman. You have to know your circle. You have to be a man. And overall, being a man is knowing the environments that you are in every day, is being aware of certain situations, paying attention. But I think what this woman has going on is just an overall bigger picture in how social media and modern day dating and has tarnished and ruined women's minds and thought processes. And the reason why I'm getting to that is the fact that she is online posting a whole story time about her life, her husband, how she cheated, why she cheated, who she cheated on him with, and things of that nature. And I think that is what's the major key factor here in how social media is single-handedly poisoning these women's minds, and they are addicted to the attention. They are addicted to the endorphin hits. They are addicted to the comments they may see online, and women saying, "Oh, it's okay. No one is perfect." And you probably got guys in the comments, bashing her, and which is only pushing her further towards her mindset. But at the same time, this is normal nowadays. And that's what's sad about it. So moving forward, men, you have to be men. You have to be on your pivot. You have to pay attention to what's going on. But nonetheless, like, subscribe. Let me know what you all think down below about this situation, because man, this is just crazy, but it's the norm nowadays.